That amazing smell. Chocolate.
Hey, howdy, hey, people of the internet. Wolfman47 here. Now, for some reason, I seem to have not done as many hauls this month as I've done most other months, and not really sure why that is, because I did work out that it was every 3 topical vlogs, but for some reason my calculations have decided that there's only going to be 1 haul this month. But okay, that's fine. I've got plenty to show you anyway, so yeah, probably just as well. So the stuff I'm going to show you will be a mix of things, a few things that I've bought with my own money, a few things that I've acquired from my sister, who, as most of you know, sadly passed away, and it's just my way of coping, just taking stuff that remind me of her. So yeah, let's get started. So we'll start with this pig. Now, you might be wondering what this pig is. Well, it's not really a soft toy. It's more of one of those old toys that walk about and they make noise, and sometimes they do flips. This one doesn't flip. Yeah, it is a little bit broken. I don't know if I'll be able to fix it, but yeah, it just makes a noise, and it should be doing that and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, anyway, that's just a thing that my mum had, but she doesn't use it much, so I've taken it from her. So that's that. So here in the UK, we've got a shop called Menkind, and they sell a lot of gifty stuff that are to do with pop culture. And because I know my sister was well into Pokemon, and I'm trying to get into Pokemon, so I can understand why she found it so interesting. I'm just going to adjust the camera there. Okay. So yeah, so in doing that, I bought a Pokemon toaster. I have no idea if this works. I hope it does, because it's been one of my long time goals to sort of geek out my kitchen appliances. So this is a good start. And as you can see, it does a Pokeball on the toast, or should do. Don't know if it actually does, but it'd be nice if it did. So out of me and my sister, I think I'd say I was the more musical one, because I have a keyboard. I've got harmonica, the ocarina from Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda, and I now have a bongo drum, which my sister had, but I don't really remember if she used it much. I think she did, but when she was little. But yeah, and it works. So that's that. So a bit of a late sort of Christmas present, I guess, because it's a calendar. But anyway, this is a calendar of dogs that the dog sitter that looks after my dog Smarty gave me and my folks. And yeah, it just contains pictures of the dogs, like so. So I'll find somewhere to hang that up. So my sister and I both have a teddy bear that our aunt gave us, and I have always had a brown one, and this is the sort of light cream looking one. So yeah, I've acquired both teddy bears, I guess. So that's that. Things have just fallen. I'll address that in a moment. Something that my mum was into a lot is Highland coos, or cows, whatever you want to call them. And I've got a soft toy of that, which was given to my sister originally, but I've taken it now, so it's mine. Alright, just fetch the things that were dropped. So next we have a Bruins book. So this is The Bruins, Bruins Guide to Life. So life lessons and all sorts are going to be in this one for sure. So that's that. So if you're a Harry Potter collector, one of the things you'll almost certainly want to get is books that in-universe books, such as this, Quidditch Through the Ages. So this is like the original copy of this. I think there's a newer version of it, but I've taken the original copy because my sister had a lot of Harry Potter stuff, mainly the original versions of the books, the first issue, as they call it in that world. Another thing that I've taken from her is this framed hard drive. This is the thing that stores every sort of data from your computers, your game consoles, and everything. And without this, you can't save your games, you can't keep your games installed, and everything. So this is a very, very crucial piece of kit that you need for your computers and stuff. So that's that. Another thing from in universe of Harry Potter, it's the Tales of Beedle the Bard. So this is a sort of children's story that Hermione Granger got from Dumbledore's will, if you remember from Deathly Hallows. So that's that. And then, of course, the book version of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, specifically the actual book itself, not like the film of the book or whatever, the novelization, as they say. So yeah, talks all about the Fantastic Beasts and so forth. And if I haven't mentioned it already, I like the first one. I'm not too keen on the second one, and I hate the third one. Just like any other trilogies of long-established franchises, where it starts off well, has a mixed bag, middle chapter, and just ends poorly. So yeah, that's how I feel that. So you might not remember this, but many years ago, Nintendo had a thing called Game Boy, and lots of them were released. And one that I had at one point was a Game Boy Advance SP, which is the first time Nintendo created a game console with a backlight, in that you can play it in the dark if you wanted to. And the Game Boy Advance was a way for a new generation of people to experience SNES games on a portable console. Not every SNES game was released on the Game Boy Advance. I know the All-Star version of Super Mario Bros. 1 was not, and Lost Levels was not included. But you can play things like all the Pokemon games, or all the Pokemon games for that console, or the Mario SNES games apart from the two I mentioned. Mario Luigi Superstar Saga was on that as well. There's also like different movie license games that are pretty good too from way back when. So that's that. And I do have the console, which I will show in a little while, once I get to it in my pile. So another thing I acquired from Elspeth is, sorry, not Elspeth, my sister. That's the name of my sister, Elspeth. Is this thing. I think this is kind of like a piece of art, but yeah, it's basically someone working on a computer. Yeah, very artistic, that one. So that's that. Now, this isn't an official Hedwig toy, but you can tell that this is like the same sort of owl breed that Hedwig is. So yeah, snow owl, and the head does turn, just like that. So yeah, that's that. Now you might not know this, but some years ago we had a thing called the Commonwealth Games, which is basically like a sort of Olympics style thing, but it's not as well broadcast as the Olympics and Paralympics. And this is the mascot from the Glasgow ones a few years ago. I can't remember the name. I will probably put it in the edit or let you guys figure out for yourself. So yeah, that's that. My sister was known to try and scare people around Halloween, and one of the things she does to do that is use these skeleton hands. So yeah, not really much to say about them. You just put them on your hands and go, that's that. Another animal that my sister liked was alpacas or llamas, and she got this from an alpaca farm, I think, but I could be wrong about that. But anyway, that's that. So I promised I'd show you the Game Boy, but before we do that, let's show off some games that I acquired for it. So as you'll see in a moment, I've got quite a few Pokemon games, because as you know, my sister was into Pokemon. So we got Pokemon Yellow, so that's Game Boy Color. Pokemon Gold. Yep, these are rare games and cost a lot of money these days, or are sold for a lot of money at least. The Pokemon trading card game, because yes, that is a thing that Pokemon people do. Pokemon Fire Red version. Pokemon Pinball, the first pinball game, and also the first Game Boy game, I believe, to have a Rumble pack. Yeah, it's got a battery for that, and the cover just fell. I'll deal with that later. Then we've got some more games here. So, Pokemon Sapphire version. The second Pokemon pinball game will be in Sapphire. Monopoly. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy that, but yeah, there's a Monopoly game. Pokemon Emerald. Yeah, these games were well known for having like their sort of cartridges in the colour of what version they are. And Pokemon Ruby version. And at last, here it is, the Game Boy Advance SP. I don't know if this works. I actually don't have a charger anywhere for it. So I'm going to buy a charger, see if it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, well, I can always buy one from a shop. And I can play those games. And if I have money, I'll probably buy the other games for it. But yeah, that'll be it for now. Okay, so another thing. So sometimes in stockings you get these little games that you can play, and this is one of them, swing ball. Basically stick it to the ground and then just swing the ball with your hands. It's kind of like that thing people use where you swing a ball around and you hit it with a bat, kind of like a sort of tennis but without the net sort of separating you. So that's that. So when The Rise of Skywalker was in cinemas, me and my sister went to see it on our birthday at the View Cinema in the shopping centre called the Grafton here in where we live, and they had Star Wars cup toppers, and my sister got C-3PO. I got a Red Trooper one, which I don't know where I've put, but yeah, this is the one my sister got, C-3PO, which I'm keeping. Now we've got a little trip down memory lane. Here's a little photo of us as children from way back when, and a stand which we got from Disneyland Paris, of all places, or is it Disneyland Resort Paris as it's known these days? I can't remember. So that's that. With returning to Harry Potter, we have some I'll forget the name of the currency, but Gringotts money. Yeah, I'll just go with that. Right. So because wireless connections were a thing, but weren't as big as they are now when the Game Boy was around, we had to use these sort of wires, which are called link cables. So this meant that if you connect this one to another Game Boy, you could trade Pokemon or the Pokemon games, or play against one another with things. And yeah, many of us needed these two for them to work because it didn't have a wireless thing. If Nintendo do decide to bring out the Game Boy, I hope that they do make some good out of it. So yeah. Right, on to some Lego now. So we've got the latest series, which is Series 25, and look, they're in a cardboard box now. The plastic packets are no more, and probably just as well because these are recyclable. The plastic packets were not recyclable at all. So let's see what we got in this first one, because I bought two. Oh, a lot of pieces here. Got a goat as well. All right. So put that on there. Put the head there. The hood. That goat can go there. Oh, actually no. There we go. Right, goat can go there. And puts that there. Oh, and the carrot's just fallen on the floor. How silly. Well, anyway, this is the character. Yeah, I don't know who it's supposed to be. I know it's a generic. I know it's not like a license theme this time, but yeah. And here's his goat, and then he's got some little pieces as well to go with that. Deal with that later. What do we have in box number 2? I wonder. Oh, okay. So this time it's a sort of sports star. What kind of sports star? 2024. Oh, it's a... Oh, yes, excellent. Okay, I'll show what this is in a moment. Yep, it's a little Paralympian. Lego did have a sort of Olympics series of minifigures at one point, but this is the first time they've had a Paralympian. So cool. Diversity and all that. Excellent. Really good. Okay, so guess we'll move on to trying some things now. So first up we have a Jelly Bailey tin of, obviously, jelly beans. I think I've had this before because my parents went to New York one year and they brought back the tubs of these. And although at the moment it's not individually wrapped, back then they were all individually wrapped, which was quite something. I'll just try a few and then move on to the next thing. Also open this. Okay. And that was strawberry, that one. Okay, I'm getting a milk kind of flavour with that one. Not sure what that one was. The last one for now. Ooh, lovely. That was cherry flavour. So that's jelly beans. So I know, so something that was shown on Futurama a lot is a thing called the Charleston Chew, which of all the American sweets that are out there, I've always wanted to give it a try, and this is it. So let's give this a try. Once I open it, of course. Okay, so it's got a bit of nougat, which is a bit stuck to the cardboard thing. How annoying. Right. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Well, it's a chewy one. Everything lives up to the name, Charleston Chew. Not bad though. Not bad too. So that's that. So then I bought a box of American sweets. I'm not going to try them all. I'm just going to show you what's inside them. Inside it. But yeah, if you see my vlogs of hauls when I try stuff before, this is basically what you get inside. All sorts of wonderful things, and because I've still got a lot of stuff to show you, I'm not going to go through all of this, but yeah, that's what you get inside. I've tried Reese's, I've tried Nerds, and I've tried Laffy Taffy, and I've tried Kool-Aid. So, and they're all quite nice. So, that's that. So, before my dog Smarty, we had another dog called Max, and this is him here with his bestie William. Two more dogs. He was another dog that the dog sitter we had walked, and William is the dog she used to have before she had her current dog. So yeah. So as I'm not really a fan of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, I decided to buy this. This is something that I've bought before, and it's basically the original and prequel trilogies as they were when they originally first came out on Blu-ray form. So with the THX stuff and everything. So that's that one. So something I'm going to add to my Warner Brothers 100th editions, because there were two films that didn't work for whatever reason. The first is Hairspray, which I have seen, but it's not, and while it's not exactly a perfect film, I would say it's not a bad musical, especially with John Travolta in drag, which I don't think anyone would ever suspect to see, but there you go. So that's that. And continuing to build up my collection of Star Wars stuff, Clone Wars Season 1, which I'll admit is not the best season, but then most shows that have a pretty rubbish first season end up having much better seasons as time goes on. The Orville was a good example of this, and Star Wars The Clone Wars as well. So that's that. So I've seen the Five Nights at Freddy's film. Here's the Blu-ray. I actually quite enjoyed it. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a perfect film, but it was definitely one that I definitely enjoyed. I wouldn't say there was any bad thing about it. Maybe the sort of human parts could have been removed and all that, but overall, I really enjoyed this one. It was very entertaining. And critics who think the film isn't all that scary, play the games. They're not scary either. Well, FNAF 4 was, definitely. But most of the games, they're not that scary. So, yeah. Another thing I'm going to add to my Warner Brothers 100th editions, because again, the disc didn't work. Singing in the Rain. Another musical, and one that I think a lot of people remember quite well and enjoyed. I have seen it once before. I don't really remember too much from it, so it'd be good to watch it again and judge it and all that. So that's that. So on to anime territory, and first up is High School of the Dead. So basically, high school students versus zombies. That's pretty much the anime in a nutshell. And because I like seeing flesh in different things, this is one of those animes that does have at least 1 or 2 episodes where the characters do show off a lot of flesh. Hence the 18 rating there. But it's definitely not a porno. I can tell you that it's definitely not a porno. And it can kind of come across as a bit of a stupid anime, but it's actually not bad, in my opinion. So that's that. Now, most of you will be fans of the first Frozen, but everybody does kind of agree that the second Frozen isn't terrible, but it's kind of basically a film that was centered on Elsa, and the others just tagged along, kind of like how Toy Story 4 was centered on Woody and Bo Peep. So both films could have just been called something else, not like the 4th Toy Story film or the 2nd Frozen film. It could have been called Elsa Goes Into the Unknown, Woody and Bo Peep. But yeah. Anyway, Frozen 2 is alright for a film. Wouldn't say it's as spectacular as the first, but it's definitely not a bad film by any means. But what is a really great film is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, and not just because of the animation, which once again is stylized animation, which me and my good buddy Clank Soka really like. It's also got a great story, and it is one of the few times where they actually decide not to use Shredder as the main antagonist. Yes, he does feature in it as an antagonist, but he's only got a very minor role. So yeah, very good film. Now, I have been missing a few. Now, so next is The Matrix Reloaded. This film is, I will admit, it's not a perfect film, but I do quite enjoy it because of how silly and bizarre it gets. But I will say that I'm really only buying this one so that I can complete my Matrix collection, because I've got the first film, I've got the third film, and I've got the fourth film. I now have this film, so all that's left is the Animatrix, which is the anthology series / movie, whatever you want to call it. So that's that. Another anime, High School DxD. So this is definitely one where most people will only buy this or watch it to see people get naked. It's one of those ones where people do get naked in it, but usually with good reason. So yeah, that's that one. Make sure I don't knock anything over. So you might remember from my last haul that I acquired a book to do with the Bruins and Orwillie, which are these 2 Scottish series of comic books, and this is another one. So the Bruins and Orwillie, the Roaring 40s. So all the comics that were released in the 40s. So that's that. well, okay, maybe not all the comics in the 40s, but definitely like the big best ones. Another one. This is the 70s one, 70 Years Young. Yep, so that's that. Another comic book series that's more popular here in the sort of British part of the UK. Sorry, that sounded wrong. In the England part of the UK, and other places, the Beano and the Dandy, which were published by the same people behind Bruins and Orwelly, and this one actually has and as you can see, this one has a DVD of the classic cartoon Dennis the Menace, which here in the UK is a British cartoon and also a comic book, not to be confused with the Dennis the Menace from America, which is a very different character, but still a bit of a menace, as I recall. I don't know if it was based on that character, but anyway. Moving on. So another Beano and Dandy book. This one is Crazy About Creatures. So lots of stories about the creatures from the Beano and Dandy universe. And it's a 70-year one as well. Let's see if there's anything in there. Nope. Okay, so that's that. Another Bruins and Orwelly book. So this is the early years. This one. So that's that. I'm checking inside the books because there may be some extra bits that I forgot to show. I just want to make sure I show everything. So yeah. So going to the Simpsons now, we have seasons 8 and 9, part of the golden age of the Simpsons. So yeah, and I've decided that I'm only going to buy DVDs of the golden age of the Simpsons because even though the sort of first few seasons after season 10 are okay, it does sort of start to get downhill after that, with very few episodes actually making it worth watching, but only a few episodes. So yeah, that's that. Put those there for now. Now, I should have probably bought this when I played FNAF, but nevertheless, I now have this. So if I ever do play them again for YouTube or just by myself, I have this survival guide to help me. I know I've got the internet as well, but the survival guide will help me too if the internet can't help me in certain parts. So that's that. Another Bruins and Orwelly book. So this is The Glory Years. And let's see if there's anything in this one. Nope. So that's that. Also quite a lot more Simpsons comics. So first up is the Shake Up one. Then we have Knockout. So this just collects a bunch of stories from the Simpsons comics from over the years. Then there's Hit the Road. And then there was a spin-off series called Bart Simpson, and this is the first of those books. So Son of Homer. Of course, he's a son of Homer. Who else would it be? Out to Lunch. There we go. And then back to Simpsons. Jam-packed. Jam-packed Bury or Jamboree. There we go, Jamboree. So that's that. Wing Ding. A Go. I hope I have room for all of this stuff, otherwise I'm probably going to have to sell it all, but we'll see how we go. Meltdown. Unchained. Ooh. Going clubbing in the clubhouse. Explosion! Yes, very exciting. Royale. I may as well just show them the rest to you. So, Supernova, Simpsorama, Burn Bunder, Dollars to Donuts, Big Bonanza, and On Parade. And that's these ones there, just to save time. And we've still got more to go through. Ugh. Oh god. Ugh. Right, so there's some more Simpsons comics there. I'll just give you a chance to read all those. Okay. Here's a few more. I think most of these ones are Bart Simpson ones, but anyway. A few more, and I promise that we are nearing the end of these books. Yeah, there's so many of them. And these are just like the tip of the iceberg. There's actually a whole load more books out there, which is crazy if you think about it. Okay, promise that these are the last of the Simpsons books, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah. Right, there you go. All the Simpsons books done. So, back to Brunton or Willie. So, classic strips from the 70s. So, that's this one. Oh, and it comes with a disc, which I'm guessing will be music. So, it'll be nice to read that. Not read, listen to that at some point. So, Brunton or Willie, 60 years. That one. Nothing on that one, so that's fine. Brunton or Willie, A Nation's Favourite. You can forgive the sticker there. It's probably something that my sister did try to take off, but had no success, so that's fine. Little sheep toy here. And this, I guess, is a paperweight. I do have one of these already, but this is my sister's, so I've decided I will take that one. Back to Brunton or Willie, the 60s revisited. There's probably going to be a bit of repetition in these books, but that's alright, I don't mind that. The Brunton or Willie, family fun through the years. So that's that one. And just show off some more to save you time. So that's two more. Another one, rare vintage comic strips. I believe this one has a thing inside as well. Yep, it's another CD. So I'll make sure to load that onto my phone at some point. And then last one on that particular pile is this one, which is Hollywood Heroes. Okay, and I promise we're nearly finished. So yeah. Next we have Beano and Dandy, 50 years. Pretty self-explanatory, that one. Beano and Dandy, 60 years. Beano and Dandy, more from the 50 years, by fan request, I'm guessing. It says request there. Beano and Dandy Heroes. Let's check if that was... No, nothing on that one. Okay, that's fine. Beano and Dandy, 60 years again, I think. I'm actually losing track now. A spin round the 60s. So that's that one. Beano and Dandy, around the world in 60 years. That's that. Ignore the price tag. 70 years one. Or another 70 years one, I'm guessing. Beano and Dandy Winter Games. So I guess I should say Beano and Dandy were comics that were released sort of weekly, that children often played. Read, sorry, not played. And the last book, Brunton or Willie, Mama Please. Ma Music Please. More music, I should say. And instead of a CD this time, it's a songbook. So I have loads of time with that. And we have two more things to show. The first is this Star Wars mug, which is heat changing. All the lightsabers light up if you put the heat on in next, I guess. And a box. What is in the box? Well, I will show you. It is the Elder Wand, which I do have already, but so I might give this to somebody else, or keep this one and give the other one to somebody else, or just keep them both. I'm all powerful now, so yeah. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay, so that is the haul for February this month. Hopefully the next one won't be as big, but you know me, it could be big or it could be very small, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And remember, there's no shame in deciding to take stuff from someone that you lost recently if it helps you cope, because that's what I'm doing. I don't know if there'll be any more stuff that I'll be taking from my sister, but if there is, I'll show it in the next video. But I think most of the stuff I wanted to take I now have. So yeah, alright. Toodles.
I'm gonna do an internet! Whoa! Well, I'm gonna do a book!